Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we do have a real faction here. This one is real, and that is going to fire fairly soon. We can extort our subjects. Now where are my loyal subjects? And we're going to do that, obviously. Don't worry, we'll have everyone pay. So we have 11,000 gold right now, and we should probably spend some of it. We also have this as our capital. We want to change this back, but right now is not the time to do that. We can't do that this life. So I don't want to grant this out. I want to do an upgrade. Perfect. So we can't change our capital back this life. That'll be a next life sort of thing. Absolutely. But for now, this'll do. I'm content to do this at this moment and have our capital in the wrong place, because ending the Iberian struggle is such a big deal for us. So we can definitely get some additional upgrades going here, spending down what gold we can. This all looks okay. We're just kind of upgrading anything that we can. We've got about 5,000 gold left. Now, one of these is a level 2 castle. Okay, that one's already going. Fantastic. We did get that. Cool. So that all looks good. Anything needed down over this way? I mean, yeah, we don't directly control this, but we will. We could definitely revoke this guy's title. He actually has a 100% chance of it, so we're going to just go ahead and do that right now. We're at 11 of 12 domains, so we can revoke that without any problems. So that all looks good. There's an empty building slot here. This is not within our capital duchy, is it? Yeah, this is within Barcelona. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, hang on a moment, something's not quite right here. And indeed, it was not. So there are a number of additional upgrades to do over here, but we got all of those underway that we can. We are spent down at this moment. And this guy, of course, does give us back our territory over here. Perfect. This ransom is acceptable. We'll take that gold. Wonderful. And we get a stewardship perk. That is not a stewardship perk. Okay. Losing 56 stress or 91 stress. We'll take the 91, but it doesn't actually matter. We'll get some prestige out of it, but that doesn't actually matter either. Centralization seems okay for right now. And the question here is, who's going to be leading this Liberty faction? This guy. Okay, so this is a Liberty faction. It's actually not the end of the world if we end up losing this, but it should be nice and easy to win. We're going to raise up our men-at-arms here, and probably like all of our levy troops, to be honest. So we're going to do exactly this. Getting all of our forces together here. A lot of these forces are going to go away when this rebellion actually happens. So they're at 94%. They can send this at any time that they choose. This ransom is not acceptable. This ransom is acceptable. And this ransom is also acceptable. Cool. So, the question now is, how long... Oh, hello. We can upgrade this. How long before they send their demands? Cultural acceptance dropping is maybe okay. What does locals persecuted do? We'll actually take the thriving Jewish community here, I think. Holding taxes, development growth, popular opinion, and the cultural acceptance goes up. I think this is just a good thing. Fantastic. So that's absolutely great. When are these guys going to fire? Is the question that needs to be asked. Anytime you want to, buddy. Anytime you want to. He does not want to. Well, you gonna fire? He's not convinced. This army parked right at his capital might have something to do with it. Actually, I don't think it actually does anything, but he's probably not very happy about that situation. Well, bud? You gonna fire, or am I gonna have to proc this ourselves? That would not be ideal, for sure. Here we go. Will not be threatened. Okay. Beautiful. So, we're going to start up our siege of his capital. And I'm keeping an eye on these forces for now. 64,000? Okay. So we need to fight his forces while they are not grouped together, right? That is pretty obvious at this point. Is he leading this? No, that is a mercenary group. We should consider heading towards this direction. This is, of course, our capital right here. We're going to siege down his capital and see what ends up happening there. They are working towards grouping together. We can come out over here and see about taking down some of these areas. As long as they're not completely grouped up, we should be absolutely fine here. So there's his capital under our control. We're going to put in this guy. Cool. And we're maybe going to catch something here. Not quite. Okay, we're going to try to catch something here instead, and there we go. We catch a 9,000 stack. Wonderful. That's great. So with that stack wipe, that swings the scales significantly in our favor. I like it. Now, these guys are working on grouping up. We do need a new steward. That'll be this guy. And we win this siege here. So from here, we should definitely head down over this way. And it looks like we're going to catch something in our capital, or not quite in our capital, but right up over here, which is great. We love to see this. Catching partial forces here is a very big deal. I don't think that's a stack wipe based on how long that took, and no, it is not. But we can then get those guys separated out and do some fighting here. Wonderful. So this is looking very good at this point. We did just inherit the Duchy of Barcelona. Okay. We'll never forget this day. And we did experience some level of catharsis. Okay. So inheriting the Duchy of Barcelona is, of course, not exactly what we want. We need to grant this out, and that's going to be to this guy right over here. Phenomenal. Okay, we do need a new spy master as well. So there's that handled. And our heir is currently unmarried. We should probably do something about that. How old is he? He's 16? Intelligent. You'll do. Cool. Okay, so we're fighting over here. If they were smart, they would be using this force to attack here. Luckily for us, they're not smart, and we're going to walk down here. Maybe once these guys arrive. Yeah, they were thinking about it, but they delayed long enough. So we're going to be fighting here. This force we should be absolutely fine against with our siege. We win this battle, and these guys are going to get scattered. And now we're going to head on up and defend our capital. Fantastic. This siege is going to be over shortly. There it goes. And I want to head this way. We're at 74% war score. These guys are locked into going here. Okay, that seems fine. So we're going to defeat this army. That's a stack wipe. And now let's head down this direction. So the primary reason why this isn't a threat is because they've never been able to successfully group up. Right? That is the primary issue for them here. That said, this war's about to be over. We're 84% war score. We can see if we can catch any of these. We actually can't. We should be getting ticking war score quite soon, though. And we did just end this siege. I guess we can head up over here. We're at 97. Ticking hasn't started just yet. Okay. There's nobody nearby over here. That said, we could certainly turn around and head this way. And yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. So they're a little bit more grouped up now, which is, of course, not ideal. I don't actually want to take this battle now. We're just going to wait for this siege to end. They're a little bit more grouped up than I'd like them to be, but the war's over. So we're going to enforce our demands here and disband our troops. Phenomenal. So that's all great. Now, this is the Liberty faction. There should not be additional factionalism at this time. So that all looks good. Now, we do have a fair amount of gold to spend, as usual, at this point. So we should go through and spend what gold we can. A lot of these are starting to get maxed out, but not all of them. We've got plenty of places to spend gold still. So this is all looking good. We'll get a blacksmith upgrade here. That's actually kind of maxed out for the time being. And what else do we need? Oh yeah, definitely a blacksmith upgrade over here. There's going to be a lot of additional gold flowing in. We've still got a lot of economic headroom here. So this is absolutely fine. We'll get another blacksmith upgrade for a percentage increase. And that's pretty much our gold spent. Now, of course, now that we've dealt with the faction, and we've also become an empire, we have options. Such as going after Aquitaine here, pressing this guy's claim for the Kingdom of Aquitaine. He would become our vassal now, or rather, stay our vassal. So this is actually a really good option here. And we need to press this sooner rather than later. This claim will likely not stay around forever. Luckily, we knew that it was there, and this guy's fairly weak as well. Yeah, 4,000 troops. But that's going to give us de jure claims over huge chunks of Brittany here, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And at that point, we will officially be... I didn't realize we had territory out here. Okay, cool. At that point, we will officially be controlling everything that we controlled previously, plus a decent amount. We have definitely fully rebuilt our empire. And let's raise up our troops. This is mildly greedy to raise here, but only 13 days to raise. I think is okay. He has so few troops that I don't think this matters at all. So we're going to walk up over here. Aquitaine is really, really, really weak, right? We can sell our trivial titles, and we shall. This is the Duke of Savoy, the guy whose claim we're pressing right now. This is not a haggle at the peasants' market. We're not going to give him a hook on us. I don't think that's a good idea. He's going to be our first king, and we probably don't want that. So we're going to head down over here. He's sieging up this way. That's fine. I don't care about that. He can do that if he wants. We're going to have to run around through Brittany a bit here. And we'll do something along the lines of that. Actually, I guess, well, that's the Kingdom of Burgundy, right? For some reason, I was thinking we had Burgundy under us, but no, we don't. Okay, so we're going to... Sure, this guy can learn Basque, I guess. We don't really need additional prestige. We're doing absolutely fine there. Hang on. Oh, that's part of France. That's not Aquitaine. Okay. Sure. For some reason, I was thinking this was part of Aquitaine. That's probably my colorblindness coming back to get me. Did not see the subtle shading difference here between this kind of purpley color or light blue, something along those lines, and the more royal blue of France. There's definitely a little more red in this, I think. Cool. So we're going to hop up over this way. Fantastic. And we have a perk that we can grab. It pretty much has to be Taxman at this point. So if they're going to take back their capital, we do want to do something about that. We find ourselves at 76% war score. So they've meandered their way on back over this way. We'll leave like 10,000 troops up here to continue to siege. Hang on. These guys need to come back over here. And these guys need to siege. We don't want to do that the other way around. That would be awkward. So we have a significant numerical advantage here. They are going to finish their... Okay, this seems fine. They are going to be finishing their siege up of the capital fairly soon here. And indeed they did. Now this is saying that we'll probably lose this. We're locked into it. We'll see. Yeah, I don't think... I didn't think so. We had numerical and quality advantages. They had a lot of advantages in that area. But that's absolutely fine. So we're going to hop over this way. We're at 91% war score right now. Between this siege and this battle, this is going to end it. Okay, fantastic. So that's over. We get the Kingdom of Aquitaine underneath us. Perfect. And with that, that gives us a huge de jure claim on Brittany. Now, unfortunately, we can't press all of these simultaneously. All we can do is seize de jure duchies at this moment. So that's going to be a pretty large series of wars. The way to get around that is by getting... Well, what is it? Rightful ownership. The way to get around that is by getting rightful ownership. For now, we're a long ways away from that. So we're just going to have to do a series of wars out over here. There's no way around it. Burgundy, I want to take a look out here. Hello. The King of Aquitaine also has a claim on the Kingdom of Burgundy. Does anyone else? This guy does. He's just a count right now. This seems like a better option. I would rather not have double kings under us at this stage of the game. So we're going to declare this war as well, and we're going to get a huge chunk of Europe out of this. And this, well, to be honest, this is not even... I was going to say that this is the power of ending the Iberian struggle. But that's not even what this is. We just happen to have claims at this moment. So that's just luck. An oath of true friendship. Sure, why not? Okay, what kind of troop count does this guy have? 40,000. Okay, that's reasonable. We're going to raise up probably our maximum count then. Sure, show in the king. That'll be fine. He brings a bunch of gold with him. Okay, so we're going to head in and take this capital. I kind of doubt that we'll catch him right here. Where is he located? Oh, he is in his capital right now. He's not leading troops in the field. So that's noted. And he does have some allies, which is where he's getting his troop count from. We'll see if we capture him here. If we do, the war would be over, but we did not. Okay. So that's fine. We're going to make our way up this direction. I think we should leave a siege force out over here. It will be a slightly vulnerable siege force. But we should make our way on up and see if we can catch any of these forces to fight for some quick war score. Cool. We should also get a siege commander in here. There we go. And to be clear, this is kind of still part of the power of ending the Iberian struggle, because we wouldn't be able to press these claims if we had not done that. The only reason we're able to press these claims is because we now have an empire title. Otherwise, these guys would be vassals. Or not be vassals. They would be independent. Which would not be great. That would not be great. So we're going to head over here and catch at least some of this army. And it's going to be this small 5k stack. However, these guys decided to turn around and start to fight us over here. This is a bad call. They definitely should not do that. It looks like they're trying to hold this unit here while these guys come over and fight our siege force. They're not strong enough to stack wipe our siege force, though, so I don't see what the point of that is. We were held here for a decent amount of time, but we're now on our way. And these guys aren't even going after the siege force, and the war's over. So I really don't see what the point of that was. We're going to disband our troops here, and of course, we want to go after Brittany fairly quickly here. So, out of curiosity, I don't suppose we have a claim on France. That would be wild. No, we don't. Okay. I'm not shocked about that. So Brittany would be what we would go after, and we would be doing de jure. Wait a second. We can still struggle clash? That's wild. I'm shocked that we can still struggle clash. I mean, that's a really good way to go, right? That is going to take every border region here. It's expensive in piety. Absolutely, it's expensive. We would lose a level of devotion currently. So, yeah, that is definitely a lot. Definitely a lot there. We may want to simply... I mean, we can always go after our de jure duchies, right? We'll always have these claims. The reason why this is costing piety is because these are Catholic. We can struggle clash there. So we can just struggle clash anyone at this point. And you can see down here it costs prestige. Of course, we have lots and lots of prestige. This guy is a duchy tier realm. We would love to just offer him vassalage. Unfortunately, that's not going to be a thing. We can struggle clash and get, I mean, all of this. But that does not get rid of him in one go, which is what we would prefer. However, this would be 3 goes. if we seize de jure duchies. So Struggle Clash is objectively better in most situations. Hypothetically, if we were to go after the HRE, I want to take a look here. County of Passau. Okay, we can't... Okay, this is impossible. We can't actually go after the HRE here because this guy would become independent. Unfortunately, does the HRE even have any kingdom tier titles? I don't think it does. So we can't go after the HRE that way. The Duchy of Tuscany up here? Okay, that's exciting. We have a claim on the entirety of the HRE, but we can't actually do that. So the way to go after the HRE here is almost certainly going to be the Struggle Clash. That is going to require a lot of piety. To the point where piety is likely going to be our biggest lack for a while. Gold we're doing quite well on, to be honest. We might want to consider swapping off of domain focus here. That might drop us below 12 domain limit. If it does, we can just grant out this title again. That's not the end of the world. So we might want to consider going over into learning theology focus. For that extra piety per month, what is down over this way? Monthly piety per night? Okay. Yeah, that's decent, for sure. The other option, of course, is we could simply do things like a pilgrimage. We can throw gold at this and convert our gold into piety. So we can plan this pilgrimage. It'll be a pious pilgrimage, obviously, if our goal is piety. We could go to Santiago. It's an unvisited holy site, so plus 50%, plus 150%, plus 250%. So if we were to do this, there's a lot of danger here. Obviously, we're going to need a caravan master. So that brings the safety up a lot. Obviously, a lot of this is going to be overseas, so we're definitely going to need experienced captains. No doubt about that. And then we've got some high chances of danger still. So, there's still a decent amount of danger on the sea here. So what would we end up going for? Superior armaments would not be, I think, the best. Perhaps just mercenary guards? 221. So a 7% chance of danger here. Once we arrive over here, I don't see any chances of danger. But over this way, we do see hills. Okay. So hills are a little bit rough, for sure. We can go to Contemplative, and we can go for a Throng. Much more piety earned on completion. Our intent would be Zealotry. Because we want to get as much piety out of this as we can. Now, one thing we might want to consider doing is coming down this way, right? So we can add a detour after Cordoba and come down over here. And then after Jerusalem, we come down this way as well. It'll be a little longer, but we completely avoid this dangerous hill area. And now there's no danger on this route. That actually looks really good. So I think we do this. So we apply that route. There's no danger on this anymore. Travel speed is definitely reduced by 50%. This is going to be a pretty long travel. And we'll start this pilgrimage immediately. Of course, while we're doing this, we cannot declare on Brittany. We maybe should have done this after... Well, no, the reason we wanted to do this is for the Struggle Clash. I was going to say maybe we wanted to declare this so that we have a truce ticking during this. But no, the entire reason is for the Struggle Clash. So as long as there are vassals, we're going to leave them imprisoned. That's the idea here. They can't cause us any trouble while in prison, right? So we're going to just say no if they're our vassal, but yes otherwise. That all seems good. We can also continue to spend some gold here, which is absolutely fine. Our pilgrimage would become more pious. Cool. So we're praying for sea legs. That'll be fine. Okay, what else do we have going on here? This is a vassal? No. Yes, this is fine. Yes, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Yep. No on the vassal. Actually, that was a vassal. So no. And no. Cool. So that's all looking good. We did just finish our promote culture task. So we should certainly hop on over this way and continue to work on that. That, of course, means that we can upgrade this castle level. And we'll look to do that once we can. A derelict ship, huh? Well, we can delay it by 7 days for some prestige, I guess, but we found nothing and we lost prestige. That's okay. So this guy's a vassal. No, thank you. Vassal. No, thank you. Vassal. No. No, vassals. Get out of here. Our vassals really don't want to be in prison for some reason. I can't imagine why. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Next episode, we're going to finish up our travel to Jerusalem. And then we're going to use this piety to do some struggle clashes. We're also, of course, going to need to use up our prestige to do some clashes out over this way as well. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.